Hurley, Pensacola, Seminole, you're all dealing with heavy rain. Now, there's no lightning with any of this, but you are getting a tremendous soaking of rain, and it's all still lifting its way to the north and west. Midtown Mobile to the South Alabama campus getting the heaviest rain right now. No more than 5 minutes ago, that was over McGowan Park, which is where the Fox 10 studios are at I-65 and Government Boulevard. That is now lifting to the north and west, but Sims, it's going to be moving over toward you next. So you're about to get a really big pounding of rain. Now, this is going to help with the drought, but remember, if you live in a coastal spot, flooding likely to occur today and tomorrow, and through the afternoon, we've still got to be on guard for a tornado threat. We have not had any tornado warnings go off since about before 10 o'clock. That was the last warning we had, so we've been kind of in a lull the last couple of hours, but we could still see them reemerge later on today. That is the current position of Tropical Storm Cristobal. Maximum sustained winds are at 50. It's getting closer to New Orleans and closer to the Louisiana coast. We're still in that northeast quadrant, which is why tornadoes remain possible. And as we move forward into this evening, as Cristobal lifts northward, the tornado threat will end, but our winds will intensify as we continue to deal with onshore flow ramping up. So expect the maximum sustained winds locally to increase as the day goes on, but the tornado threat will go down. And Cristobal has decreased in speed. It was moving to the north at 12. It's now moving to the north at 5. But maximum sustained winds are still at 50 miles an hour. When the 4 o'clock update comes out, likely Cristobal will have made landfall. And we see the maximum sustained winds basically stay the same through this evening. Remember, later tonight, the tornado threat goes down, but our wind speeds, our sustained wind speeds will go up. So if you're in a flood-prone zone along the coast, that's when the storm surge is really going to start to push its way in. Now, by daybreak tomorrow, maximum sustained winds will be at 35 miles an hour. Cristobal will be a tropical depression, and it will be up by the Arkansas state line. Here's a glimpse at our Fox 10 Futurecast. Here's all the rain that we've got right now. We run the clock forward. We could have a little bit of a lull in the rain coverage this evening before we start to see it ramping up again during the late night and overnight hours and into the pre-dawn hours of your Monday. We'll continue to deal with periodic rain and storms for a good chunk of next week, because even though Cristobal is going to be gone, we're still going to be muggy and humid. Wednesday, a front comes in, and look what that does for the end of the week and next weekend. Dry air returns, no rain, and morning temperatures drop back to the upper 60s, which is going to feel very good. Now, later this afternoon, you're going to have Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith and Matt Barentine both here in the Fox 10 Storm Tracker Center with Jennifer Lambers in our new Fox 10 Storm Tracker vehicle. So we're going to continue coverage of Cristobal throughout the day right here on Fox 10, as well as on Fox 10 News Now and all of our social media pages. Eric?
Michael, thank you very much. Definitely receiving the rain that we've been wanting here the last couple of weeks. Right now, we're going to head down to Dolphin Island, where our Asha Staples has been there since before sunrise this morning, checking out the conditions. And Asha, things have changed in those few hours, including, you were talking about earlier, some debris on the causeway.
That's right, Eric, and we just actually got flagged down by someone that's driving along this roadway, saying that ALDOT crews are now on the causeway trying to block off access because it's gotten even worse. We do have video, if we can roll that for you guys, to show you exactly what we saw earlier as we were trying to drive through the area. We kind of pulled over to get some of the video, but this was what we were talking about with Mayor Jeff Collier. He said that he had ALDOT crews headed to the area to make sure that people were being able to get through the debris and the waves going across the causeway. And this was video that we shot about an hour and a half ago. So just imagine, with all the rain and the wind that's continued throughout the last hour or two, it's probably gotten a lot worse. But if you can take this live look right now from our camera and our storm tracker truck, you can see that there is a crew right there in the roadway that's blocking off access, so they can try to work on getting that debris off the road so people can travel more safely through. Mayor Collier did say that it shouldn't be shut down for too long. He did expect for the tide to go down a little bit within the next hour, so he's hoping that after crews can clean up the debris, it won't happen again. And also he is giving people updates on his Facebook page if you're friends with him, also saying that power has been restored to many people on the island. So if you're still having issues, he would like to hear from you to see exactly where you live so they can get that power restored. Also, the west end of the island also remains closed until further notice. There was a lot of heavy flooding in that area as well this morning, and sand on the roadway. So of course we'll keep you up to date on all of those headlines and those weather updates as we get them. We'll have our afternoon crew coming in just a couple of hours, so they'll keep you updated on all of that as well. But for now, reporting live on Dolphin Island, I'm Asha Staples, Fox 10 News.
All right, Asha, thank you very much for all your reports this morning from Dolphin Island. And of course, we'll be telling you more this afternoon as well. Now, Hal Shurik has been down on the beaches of Baldwin County since early this morning, first starting out at Gulf Shores. And now Hal joins us from Orange Beach, giving us an idea how things are there and how you've had dry spells and rain today.
That's right, Eric, and we're having one of those very windy spells right now. We've actually moved back into Gulf Shores. We're at Gulf State Park. This is a very recognizable landmark behind me. This is Gulf State Park Pier, which is currently closed for renovations. Videographer Chris Hobden's with me. He's gonna give you a good look at the kind of surf we're dealing with down here. This is a very unique and exclusive look at what's going on down here today. Pier manager and construction manager, or the project manager, were nice enough to let us come out here by the pay station and get some shots down the pier. Just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with wave-wise, normally the bottom of the pier sits about 25 feet above the water line. So that being said, you can see right now some of these waves are coming up, and as they crash, they're crashing right into the bottom of the pier from time to time. A couple of panels have been blown up. This pier, the way it's made, is the panels are designed as they take impact from below to pop out of place so they can be put back in place. Now, the pier is closed, which is good. It's under renovation, but this is an elevated, unique view of the combination of what the storm surge and the heavy winds are producing right now. That, coupled with a high tide we had this morning, has pushed a lot of water up the beach. It's all the way to the dune line. So just a pretty incredible look at Mother Nature. We had some of the heaviest winds and rains we've seen all day about 30 minutes ago. Blinding rain blowing sideways. That worst part of the feeder band has passed through. Still very windy, but we're not dealing with the blinding sideways rain at the moment. Now, what we have seen is we've seen down at Orange Beach, as the weather clears and the rain stops, people come out on the beach and they look around. They want to see this, and that's why we're out here to show it to you. It's double red flags. Obviously, no one is allowed in the water. Now, as the rain bands come in, people scurry away, but it's just been on and off all day long. We've not seen any water spouts or that kind of activity, just some really strong winds associated with some of these counterclockwise rotating feeder bands as they're pushing on shore. Predominant wind is still out of the east-southeast, and as Michael mentioned, that will begin to shift more to a straight southerly wind later on, and that's when this surge should really push up onto the beaches even further this afternoon. But that's I hope you enjoyed that look at what things are like down here right now at the pier. Pretty incredible to see, Eric.
Hal, thank you very much. We really did enjoy that. We're talking some waves pushing 25 feet or more. As Hal mentioned, that level underneath the pier is at the 25 feet mark. So you can definitely see the impressive nature of the storm system pushing those waves up in our area this morning, earlier, and of course now here in the afternoon. Now we'll continue to bring you updates on Tropical Storm Cristobal at the top of our next hour, which will be at 2 p.m. today. So we'll see you back at 2 here on Fox 10.